So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Dyah Peni Wulandari from English Language Education Department of Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training Sunan Ampel, Surabaya. So, I'm as the first presenter of this article. It's a talk about parental SES and students' efficacy in English learning. So we would like to start now. The first is about the abstract. So the study actually reviews a selected sample of the previous research articles that have the same topic about parental SES and students' efficacy in English learning. And it used the articles or previous articles between 2020 and 2010, and 2020. We would like to move at the introduction. First is about the parent socioeconomic issues include many aspects such as income, occupation, family size, education level, and so on. So, however, these previous the previous studies before has been explored is the absence of the student self-efficacy in learning and parent socioeconomics. So that's why the goal of this study is to examine the published research articles in Indonesia or even international research conducted between 2010 until 2020 in the field of how parents SES relate with students' self-efficacy in English learning. And then it's about the methodology. The methodology of this research article or the reviews article is qualitative content analysis based on year 2012. The qualitative content analysis is one of the many qualitative techniques currently accessible for studying data and determining its meaning. The data collection instrument that was used in this study is the previous articles in Indonesia and international studies that actually I have been explained before from 2010 until 2020, and the sample that the researcher has collected is 22 research articles published in Indonesian and international journal sites. So we would like to move the result and the discussion. Before I explain more, actually the previous studies that I use here is divided into three types or three variables because actually there is no like specific previous studies that conducted in the topic of parents SES relate with students efficacy in English learning. So here I found three explanation of research that have similar topic with what my topic. So first is self-efficacy and SES, self-efficacy and English learning, and SES and English learning. For the first is there were 10 previous studies which studied about relation between self-efficacy and SES. From those studies, they had positive result among those variables. So from 10 previous studies that I have found, all of the previous studies showed positive correlation between self-efficacy and SES. So there is correlation between self-efficacy and SES. The second is there were 8 previous studies which explored about the relation between SES and English learning. So from these studies, actually it also has same result from the previous studies before. It has positive result between SES and English learning. So there are some factors from SES that can be correlated with English learning, such as parents' income, such as parents' family size, or parents' educational level that can influence English learning. And then the third is there were 4 previous studies which studied in the field of self-efficacy and English learning, and the result also have the positive positive result, like previous studies before, so efficacy and English learning. So and then the next, this is the continue of result and discussion. First, the most factors that appear along with SES and self-efficacy is parental income. So the factor that beyond the correlational SES and self-efficacy is parental income. The second, the same factor which socioeconomic status also influence students' English learning is parental income. So when SES and self-efficacy correlate, it showed the factors of parental income. It also showed the same one from socioeconomic status, and students' English learning is about parental income because it showed the parents have to facilitate their children, like buying book, private study room that also used for students to learn. The third is individual experiences, such as vicarious experience, mastery experience, social persuasion, which are measured the level of SES of students. So self-efficacy can measure the level of SES by this individual experience. However, the students' English learning also influenced by those factors too. What is that? The goal to propose is to support their English performance or task. And then I'm sorry. So for the next is conclusion. So the conclusion, the findings showed that the published articles, most of them has positive correlation for each other in the range times 2010 and 2020. For the suggestion to the further study is highly recommended to study about specific variables such as the correlation of SES towards students' efficacy in English learning or other certain subject. So this is the references. Thank you for attention. If you have any questions, you can ask me directly. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.